follow me. Come follow me. Follow me now through my reality. Come follow me. Follow me. Follow me now through my reality. Come follow me. Follow me. Follow me now through my reality. Come follow me. Follow me. Yo. My solar system is fake and my earth has no shape. It's my hologram, it's my light. Everything starts with 0 and ends after 1. Moon manage energy, my source is sun. 5 senses, plus I think and I feel. 7 modes of creation, it's reality. I experience my history of science. The truth, it's all vibration. And I decode it for me to create my matter. I dive into hell and fly back up, it's fun. That's what I live in, all I can see is fun and sun that I create for me. And I used to say multi-dimensional being, but now I'm just me, being. No, I'm not an alien, not a god or Satan. I'm all that is precedes creation. My sweetness is uniqueness. My light shines apart from the rest to kill darkness. This sweetness is uniqueness. My light shines apart from the rest to kill darkness. Come follow me, follow me.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters, to Awakening 2011. I'm your host Kronos, and let me remind you that when I say that you're my brothers and my sisters, why do we say that if I may not even know you personally? Well, that's because I think that each and every living being on this planet is a child of Mother Earth, and that includes plants, animals, insects, and what have you. So that's where I'm coming from when I call you my brothers and my sisters. Alright, so today we want to talk a little bit more about something that we discussed very briefly in the last episode, and that is information. And we were suggesting to you that information is very important and very underrated. Let's first have a look at where the word comes from. Information, we would suggest, comes from inner formation. That means this is an abstract thing, something that's intangible, we cannot touch it, and yet it influences us from within, and it helps to shape our beliefs, and thus our thoughts, and thus our feelings and our actions, and therefore it determines our reality. In other words, information gives us options, and options give us choices. Have you noticed, though, how often we are given preconceived choices? That is, we don't really have a say in the matter. A famous and relatively recent example, either you're with us or you're with the terrorists. That doesn't really give us much choice. We would suggest that there could be a third choice, which would be, well, none of those. So, information determines our options and thus our choices. And information also influences our perception. Now, this is very important because our perception of something is very subjective and need not be what actually is. Alright, so that was just a little note on information. Now, today we also wish to further discuss the law of duality in its male and female aspects, or its positive and negative aspects. Traditionally, the male is associated with positive energy and with active energy, and the female is associated with negative energy and passive energy and receptiveness. And let's clarify. When we say positive and negative, we don't mean good or bad, but actually like magnetic energy, positive and negative, that sort of stuff, day and night. So, because we live in a dual universe, everything is divided into male and female. However, in the case of humans, there has been a huge imbalance towards the positive or the masculine side, and this is to our disadvantage. For instance, if we take the example of the human brain, we know that the left side of the brain, which controls the right side of the body, is all about logic and rationality, that kind of stuff. And the right side of the brain, which controls the left side of the body, is all about intuition, feelings, and so on. So note how, in our societies, we have a huge tendency towards the logical, the positive, the masculine, and there is almost a rejection or condemn of the female aspect. And we would suggest that this imbalance is in part greatly responsible for our situation today. Now, it's important also to mention that both men and women have both aspects. Men have male and female properties, and women have male and female properties. And if I'm a man, does that mean that I am more masculine than feminine? No, not necessarily. And not necessarily because you're a woman, you are more feminine than masculine. And again, this has absolutely nothing to do with sexual preferences. Let's be clear about that. We are talking about energetic aspects. For instance, religion, some major religion has simply not only banished the female aspect of the deity, but has also almost criminalized the female. And this leads to huge imbalances. Another aspect we wish to incorporate to this is sacred geometry, and we will not be going very deeply into that because presently we don't have the means to do a visual presentation, which would be the best way to address sacred geometry. But we will give you the very basis of sacred geometry, which is also based upon this principle of duality. And those of you who have already worked with sacred geometry know that it will work from within you and change you from within. And those of you who are listening to the term sacred geometry for the very first time, I encourage you to look it up. I highly recommend a book called The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life by a guy named Drunvalo Melchizedek. Remember, all the sources will be listed in the description below. So, sacred geometry is based on the male and female principle, and it says that a straight line is masculine and a curved line is feminine. Okay, so just bear that in mind from now on and just see what that tells you. So consider this the announcement of the return of the sacred feminine to this world, and the idea here is to reach balance. It's not about condemning now the masculine and saying, oh, masculine is bad and let's fight it, and no, it's about balancing both, acknowledging both sides and giving each side its rightful place, no more, no less. And we are convinced that this sort of balance will be a great help to us in the coming times. Now, there's another aspect of duality which I wish to bring to your attention. Duality is about extremes, and I've noticed that we often tend to be very extreme. We tend to go to one extreme or another, but not have the middle ground. What do I mean? It's this all or nothing mentality. And here I wish to get something off my chest because I feel it's very important to clarify this. Lately there's been a trend to call everything a conspiracy theory. Ooh, well, let's analyze those words. You can go look them up in the dictionary, and I encourage you to, but here's my take on that. First of all, a conspiracy is when several people work together and plan something, usually to the disadvantage of someone else. But a conspiracy is a group of people working towards a certain goal. That's a conspiracy. A theory is something that has not been proven. For instance, Einstein's relativity theory, which is, well, I think it's this way and this is the explanation for this thing, but I can't prove it yet, so here's my theory. Now, once a theory has been proven, it's no longer a theory, it becomes a law. Like the law of gravity, for instance. Alright, so there's a huge difference between conspiracy theory and conspiracy fact. So, let's be clear about that, and now that we're clear about that, always ask yourself, who benefits? So when I say there's a global conspiracy, and I'm not the only one who says this, well, maybe I have some facts, and maybe you should go look them up, because don't trust me.
It's my light, everything starts with 0 and ends after 1. Moon manage energy, my source is sun. 5 senses, plus I think and I feel. 7 modes of creation, it's reality. I experience my history of science. The truth, it's all vowed through my reality. Come follow me, follow me, follow me now through my reality. Come follow me, yo. My solar system is fake and my earth has no shape. It's my hologram vibration, and I decode it for me to create my matter. I dive into hell and fly back up. It's fun, that's what I live in. All I can see is fun and sun that I create for me. And I used to say multi-dimensional being, but now I'm just me. Come follow me, yeah. Come follow me, come follow me. Follow me now through my reality. Come follow me, follow me, follow me now.